Hi, I'm Dennis Stack.
And I'm Nate Fischer.
This is Cinema Buffs, and we're going to review the Do-Over. Hey everybody, I'm Dennis Stack.
And I'm Nate Fischer, and we are Cinema Buffs, bringing you a brand new segment called Netflix and Chill or Netflix and Bail.
That's right, there's a lot of these Netflix original movies coming out, so we're going to tell you whether they're worth taking the time to watch or you should just bail on them entirely. Alright, so here we have it. The latest Netflix original movie is an Adam Sandler movie, and I think it's fair to say that Nate and I are both big fans growing up.
Oh, big fans, yeah, for sure.
But
I was not
our
excited.
opinion of him has declined in the last, decade plus.
Yeah.
So, but
we'll
get
get
a
into
new
that.
one with every new movie. You know, it's a new chance to impress us and for him to redeem himself.
For
So,
sure.
Nate, start us off. What'd you think about this one?
This one looked, from the trailer, a little more back to Adam Sandler form, I suppose. I don't know.
A buddy comedy.
A buddy comedy, yeah, for sure. And David Spade and him back together. I mean, I will say that there still is chemistry between David Spade and Adam Sandler. They look like they're having fun together, I think. And I think this production probably was fun for them. But having said that, this movie wasn't very good. I mean, I'm just going to say that. I mean, let's get into details. What did you think, I suppose, about the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Adam Sandler's movies are very formulaic, and so is the comedy.
Yeah.
Like, and that was, like, you know, the big thing. This movie's supposed to be a comedy, and it's just not very funny. Like, jokes are very predictable.
I actually laughed a little more than I thought I would.
I did too. There
Just
were
a little bit more.
Yeah, there were a few laugh out loud moments. Yeah.
The one thing about his character of David Spade is that he was just too big of a loser. He was treated like shit. No one would ever put up with this.
Yeah, he's constantly dumped on by everyone around
everybody
him. And he vouches, like, you know, he volunteers for it. You know, he married the wrong woman and all that, and he stays
no
with
one
her.
is this cowardly.
No.
At all.
No. It's just over the top.
Yeah, and it was a little cliche. Adam Sandler, I start to wonder now what I saw in him in the first place.
The weird thing about, like, Adam Sandler is I don't get why he's still so successful when he just does the same thing. But then when I talk to other people about him and, like, when they really started to dislike him, I realized it's like as you get out of adolescence and you start to mature more, that's when you really start to dislike Adam Sandler, because that's all his movies are. They're like, they pander to tweens and younger teenagers with this kind of comedy, a lot of fart jokes and nut shots.
Just the tasteless, like the sex scene, the threesome scene. I was just like, God, this is horrible.
Yeah.
It's just like an awful scene and not funny, but probably like younger kids would like poo-poo pee-pee jokes.
Right, exactly.
That's
and
all it is.
So I think that's why he's able to sustain his success after all these years.
I also think that people give Adam Sandler, I've never seen an audience give an actor so many chances.
Right.
For some reason, his movies still make a ton of money, and they're always awful. And people always leave the theater being like, that was awful. When is Adam Sandler going to come back?
He needs to break away from, like, the same producers, same writers,
I think
same
Happy
directors.
Madison is holding him back.
Yeah, exactly.
The production company of Happy Madison is just, it seems like it's a bunch of friends that like to take vacations, but film a movie while they're on vacation.
Right.
They're just like, in between cocktails, they're shooting some scenes.
Yeah.
Aside from Sandler and Spade, the acting, especially on the female end spectrum of it, was awful. And females, I felt, were undermined and treated poorly in general. They just didn't let them work with anything, and they were just side background bullcrap.
I mean, that's typical Sandler movie. I mean, the woman's the love interest.
But that's another thing about, like, move on. Start doing something different. This isn't working anymore.
But it keeps working because it keeps bringing people in.
I guess, yeah, for sure.
Even though people don't usually end up liking the movie, they still go.
Yeah.
So, like, they kind of showcase this as, like, an action comedy. There's hardly any action in it.
Yeah.
And even when it's on there, it's not really well made. It's just generic.
Yeah.
You know, the director of this is the guy who directed Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds, Without a Paddle, Walk of Shame with Elizabeth Banks.
But his first feature, I can't remember what it was, but I remember
Heavyweights. So, you know,
we all liked Heavyweights
when we were pop, but then he
12 years old.
But I think that one holds up.
Yeah, it does.
Speaking of, like, you know, that era, like, what would you say is your favorite Sandler movie? I mean, if we're saying that, you know, he was up there for us before and he's down there now, like, when he was up there, what would you say?
Well, I thought about this, and normally you go to the classics. I really do enjoy a lot of his earlier work, but one standout performance for me that is sort of a hidden gem is Airheads. I think he's just so funny in Airheads, and I think the trio in Airheads just get along so well. And that's my favorite performance by Sandler, probably.
Yeah, I would say my favorite performance by him is Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah. Fantastic movie. Yeah,
but like,
totally worth it.
If I had to like pick a movie of his, I mean, I'm gonna take the easy route and go with the classic Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's still funny to this day.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just get down to it. Netflix and chill, or Netflix and bail?
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty hard bail. I mean, unless you're that, in love with Adam Sandler and his work, just watch whatever he puts out there, then avoid this movie. It's not really worth taking the time. There's a lot of things you can do with 108 minutes that this movie asks of you.
It is a longer movie than it needs to be, and I totally agree. Bail on it. I mean, Sandler, just maybe he'll have some redeeming movies coming up on Netflix. I am curious to see where he goes with this, but bail. There's better things on Netflix to watch for sure.
So that's it for this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and check us out next week when we review Independence Day Resurgence. And don't forget, there's no place like the theater.